Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be breaking down Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. And yeah, let's get into it. First off, and I'm on the UFC website, so everyone's odds are obviously a little different. But the level of disrespect, as Marcano would say, minus 850 for Michael Morales. Minus 850. And then plus 575 for Burns. He's not fighting Ngannou. I get Morales is a good up-and-coming prospect, and he's undefeated. He's on a tear right now. And Gilbert Burns, he's coming off of some losses. But minus 850? Bruh. Gilbert Burns is no pushover. Sure, he's losing, but he's not losing to cans. Do I think Gilbert Burns is going to win this? Probably not. But, minus 850. All right, whatever. Let's get into it. So, Gilbert Burns, record, 22 wins, 8 losses. And Michael Morales, he is at 17 unbeaten wins in a row. So the height for Gilbert Burns, he's 5'10". I think he's a little shorter than that. No offense. But yeah, and then Michael Morales is listed at 6 foot. So yeah, give or take, 2-3 inches, depending on how they're going to look on the scales and the face-offs. But yeah, now here's where it's a problem. Because I was watching Michael Morales' recent fights, and I would say he's definitely a lot better striking than he is grappling. That's not to say he doesn't know what he's doing grappling. He does. He's really good at grappling. But I'd say if it was just grappling only, I think Gilbert Burns would have the advantage. But yeah, considering Michael Morales, he's a long, rangy striker. And he does well, especially out in the open. And 79-inch reach versus 71 for Gilbert Burns. Damn, you're fighting a T-Rex. That's not looking good for Burns, because if anything, Burns is going to win. But, well, I don't think he's going to win, but if he will win, it'll be just grapple heavy, keep him against the fence. Because Michael Morales, I have seen him get taken down, and especially in the recent Neil Magny fight, he was being held against the fence for a while. And that's generally not a great sign. But saying that, we go to their ages here. Gilbert Burns is 38. Michael Morales is 25. And the level of improvement per fight will be drastically better on Michael Morales' side because, as the saying goes, old dogs don't learn new tricks or can't learn new tricks or whatever. Gilbert Burns doesn't look terrible, but he's definitely racking up the miles in his fights. And he's been through many wars, so it is what it is. Now, we look at their last few fights here. Let's go for Gilbert Burns. So he lost to Sean Brady in September of 2024. That was by decision. And then before that, on March 9th, we got a TKO loss to Jack Della Maddalena. And Gilbert Burns, he was looking decent in that fight, grapple-wise at least. And that's probably his saving grace in this fight, like I said. And then before that, he lost to Bilal Muhammad by, drumroll please, decision. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, like I said, he's not losing to cans, but he's definitely not in his prime anymore. Being at 38, like I said, with all the wear and tear, it's not looking good for Gilbert Burns in this fight. I think if anything for this fight, it looks similar to the Della Maddalena one, because we look at Michael Morales' last few opponents. So Neil Magny, ground and pound, round 1. And then before that, Jake Matthews, decision. Max Griffin, decision. And then before that, Adam Fuggett, punches, round 3. And then, TKO. And then Trevin Giles, round 1 to ground strikes. So, both of them, they have really good power. They don't have one shot knockout power like Ngannou or Pereira, but most people don't in those lighter weight classes. However, they are both very dangerous if they can land up a clean punch, because you gotta remember, Gilbert Burns basically dropped Kamaru Usman, and same with Chimaev. He was able to weather that storm, for Chimaev at least, and show his toughness and grit, and really get his attention with his power. But with those short 71-inch reach arms, I just don't think he's going to be able to land on Morales clean. I think if anything, if he's going to land at all, he'll be holding him against the fence and probably like, uppercuts like that. But I just think it's going to be too little too late. I think, especially with a 5-round fight, I do not think this is going to go 5 rounds at all. I don't think he's going to get Gilbert Burns out of there in round 1. I think it'll probably be around late round 2, early round 3. I think Gilbert Burns is going to do his best with his grappling. I think, obviously, Michael Morales knows he's going up against a grapple-heavy style, so he's going to be training a lot. Like I said, he's going to be improving a lot, because you look at Della Maddalena, and I know they're different fighters for sure, but from Della Maddalena's last fight to his just title fight, night and day improvements, and I think that's the same for Michael Morales. These young guys are learning quick, and with Michael Morales' dynamic striking and everything, I think, especially if you look at Gilbert Burns, like, whenever he gets dropped, a lot of them are right down the middle, aside from like the Della Maddalena knee. And Morales likes to throw a lot of these Superman punches, and he throws a lot of good kicks as well. I think Michael Morales will get a TKO. I don't think a clean knockout for sure. I think he'll rock him, like drop him, put him on his rear, and then finish him off with ground and pound strikes. I think Gilbert Burns will be trying to grapple as well to the bitter end, but I just don't think he's going to be having enough skill to like dominate Michael Morales and sub him, because like I said, I think Morales is a lot better on the feet, but he knows what he's doing on the ground. And I would be very shocked if he submits Gilbert Burns. I do not see that happening, because if Chimaev couldn't do it, I don't see him doing it. Gilbert Burns will never get subbed, in my opinion, at least. Unless he keeps fighting into like his 40s or whatever, where his body just shuts down and gives up on him. But as of right now, I think Michael Morales, TKO, end of round 2, beginning of round 3. And I'm very excited to see Michael Morales' future, because he reminds me a lot of like a Prates, where he has really good power on the feet. He's a really long striker. And that's good news for the division as well, because you don't want to see a bunch of grapplers. Like, I get for the hardcores, a lot of people like the grapple-heavy styles, but I think welterweight, especially now that we have JDM, there's a lot better striking matchups for the championship. So that's a lot to look forward to. And if we look at the rankings here, we got Gilbert Burns at 8 and Michael Morales at 12. I was going to say before this, if Michael Morales wins, put him against Prates, because that'd be a great fight, but Prates is lower than Michael Morales already. And let's say they swap places if Michael Morales wins, so they'll be at number 8. Ahead of him will be Buckley, Ian Gary, Usman, Leon, and Shavkat and Sean Brady. And obviously Bilal. But I think, if anything, Ian Gary's not going to fight down, because I think he did the UFC a favor. I can see them giving him Leon Edwards, to be honest with you, because if he gets Gilbert Burns' spot, Colby will be right underneath him, but I don't think he would want to be fighting down. I think if anything, he wins. Give him Leon Edwards, another really good striking matchup. Obviously, they could do the Brady fight, but like I said, I don't think Brady's going to want to fight down either. I think if anyone, because Leon Edwards, 2-fight losing streak, I think, he'll take that fight as well, because he'll want to strike. And I think that'll be really showing how Michael Morales can do against the top 5. And then we'll see where he can go from the championship. Like I said, he's 25. I don't know if he's ready to be champion yet. I'd say give him another year or two. We'll see how he does against the top competition. But the future's bright for him for sure. I think he just needs to clear up a little bit of his grappling holes. Try to not to get stalled out against the fence, have more of an answer. And I know he TKO'd Magny, but still. Clean up the wrestling defense, and he does get hit a bit, so I think he'll be improving his striking for sure. But yeah, no. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I just hope Gilbert Burns doesn't take a lot of damage because he's a really nice guy. I like his podcast. And yeah, I just hope the best for both fighters. And like I said, I think it's a no-brainer, especially with the odds. I think the odds are a bit disrespectful, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. That's my thoughts on tonight's, or this weekend's fights. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on the next one.